Helen and you. Mama Helen and you. Mama Helen and you. Mama Helen and you. Well, this is still Mama Helen and you, all the way from Warri, Nigeria today. Okay, in 1920, the 19th edition regarding gender equality was enacted. And this was after so many hassles, quarrels, and fighting, by the women who, who I would call pioneered this edition of giving women the equal rights that we deserve. At the end of the day, we were authorized and given the ability to be voted for, and then, of course, the right to vote as well. The question here is, how many decades later have we been able to turn it around to our advantage? Could we say, in all honesty, that the Nigerian women have been able to leverage on this policy, or should I say law, that has given them equal rights to participate as women? So, wouldn't you want to go with me on this ride and let us enjoy ourselves together? It is still Mama Helen and you. Back in a moment.
Kàkà kó fi kúnlẹ̀ gé ó náwó sí màmá mọ́mí háì. Màmá tí ò dẹ́kẹ̀rẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ló fi gbà lórí. Màmá ní ṣe àdúró èmi ní mọ́mí háì. Ìyá ìyá rẹ̀ mọ́mí háì. Ìyá bàbá rẹ̀ mọ́mí háì.
Well, the topic today is actually women in politics. If you're just joining us, it is Mama Helen and you, all the way from Warri, Nigeria. So much has been said about politics. It's almost as though as if, and I love this fact that people often say that we're all political animals. And then the funniest aspect of this is the fact that women are the most marginalized amongst, human beings on earth, in particular Africa. And if we want to have it as a focal point, it would be Nigeria. And so with me to deliberate on this wonderful topic is no other person than Honorable Princess Shola Ogbemi Daibo. Honorable Shola is the chairman representing Warri South Constituency 1 Delta State House of Assembly. It's such a pleasure having you on this program today. I am really excited to have you.
Thank you, Mama. I'm so delighted to be here. I'm so proud to be in my father's house.
Isn't that awesome? Okay, sir, what is politics?
Politics is, the right to be voted for.
Yes.
And to be, and for you to vote.
That's right.
And for you to be voted for.
So true.
So when you're talking about politics, there's no way you can talk about politics without talking about women. Because women are the majority in politics when it comes to real politics. But women are not being given the same rights like the men because we are living in a challenging environment. If you get that, it's democracy is, part of the people.
It speaks about governance.
Yes.
And the ability for us to select who comes to become.
Exactly who should lead you.
Yes.
Or who should represent you. That's, that's politics.
Politics, yes.
But this politics, like Mama said, is it that's what we're enjoying?
Yes.
Now, in the 1920s, they said we have been given the right
yes.
to be voted for,
yes.
and for we also to vote.
Yes.
But are we exercising it in this part of our country or this part of the world, which is, I'm referring to Nigeria.
Nigeria, yeah.
Like I said, it's a challenging environment for us women in politics in Nigeria.
It's almost impossible for us to.
Yes, why? Why is it so?
Yes.
One, the women don't have the resources to be able to challenge the men. Another one is we the women, we need the support of our husbands, our family members, for you to be able to go into politics and do well. And again, for you to be in politics and do well, you must be empowered by yourself, which is the resources we're talking about. You know, because when you don't have money, when you don't have the resources, and you don't have the support from your family, your husband, and everyone around you, it makes it very difficult for you to pull your weight in politics. Even when you have the resources, you are still not able to get up. Why? Because, one, the women are not in the place of decision making in politics. We are not in the leaders, we're not in the top positions where we can make our decision and agree and talk about who to go and who not to go.
Can I just, digress a little?
Yeah.
Does tradition play a vital role in this area? Could it be one of the things that seem to mitigate against women?
Not only tradition, even the religion. Because women, like the men see, our tradition does not give us that right to be able to talk like the men in the society.
What are those things, if I may take you a little bit further, what are those things? For instance, you're a politician, so obviously you must have experienced some of those things. Perhaps maybe you're having your meeting and you have some lofty ideas that you might want to share. Do you have a shoo-shoo, sit there, you're a woman or something of that nature?
You are not even allowed to talk. Because when you say what is in your mind, which you know is true, that can haunt you for your life. Forever in politics. So
if you ever dare say anything that could cost you immensely, what do you mean by that?
Yeah, for instance, when you're in political meetings and ideas are coming and everybody's making contribution or what to do or what not to do, and maybe the leaders are taking a decision that you felt is not right. This is not just about women now. Because like I said, we're in politics to lead. We're in politics to do the right thing. Especially as a Christian, you must know that.
Yes.
I'm a Christian, I'm a deaconess, I'm a teacher. I know the word. I live by the word, and I allow the word to lead me. And because I know that, I have that confidence. I have that self-dignity and self-confidence to know that if I get up to say or to do anything, it's by the leading of the Spirit. Because that is what I believe, and that is what I do, and that is what I live for.
That's right.
So in politics, I'm not just being, confined just to being a politician. I'm a Christian politician. My pastor keep on telling me, if you are a Christian, anywhere you find yourself, if you're in politics, be a politician with a difference.
Okay.
And that is what I've been today.
Oh, awesome. A while ago, you mentioned money. You said money seems to be one of the things that seems to mitigate against women, being very active in politics.
Yeah. Why do I...
What do you mean by that? Is it that you have to have your own money to do business, to do politics, or you do not have enough backing, you do not have enough people to be able to say, well, I believe in you, and so I will give you 110% backing in order to ensure that you win?
Okay. What I mean by you should have your own resources is that, because in politics, it's all about money. Even though it's a game of the number, but it's about money. So when you have your money with you, you are able to talk without being restrained by anybody. Whether they take it or not, you will talk. You will say what you think is right, what you know is good for the people, and what you know is to carry the people along. You will say it, whether they take it or not. Because when you say something against their wish, then you should know you are not getting any position.
Okay.
They will not appoint you for anything, which means whatever. Because if you are appointed, you are being paid.
Okay.
You have a salary as an SA or a commissioner, the special assistant, PA. You have a salary. Some of them even have cars. So when you are not given this position, it just means that you are going to remain where you are.
Forever.
Forever.
So you need money.
You need
and
money.
You need people to also believe.
Well, I mean you need money.
Okay.
And when you say the truth and do what you feel is right, and they don't want, and they because of that they sideline you. But because you have enough money to carry yourself along, you are not keeping quiet. You are talking and you are moving. Even whether they give you position or not, you are even better than those who have those things. Because by the right that they have, that you are speaking and you are speaking, and you know you are speaking.
And you have the necessary resources to back it up.
To do things like other people that got position are doing. So that does not limit you. So as a Christian, you must learn to have a voice and you must stand on what you believe.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. I just want us to focus more, at the, during the segments, really concerning some of the things that might mitigate against women, coming out to be voted for, as it were, or participate in politics. So, digressing into that.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you see some, should I say, let me use this word, intimidation. Are women intimidated out of politics?
Yes, some of us, not me, some of us. Because I got to where I am today because I stood my ground. I fought for the right cause, and everybody knows that. And another thing I want to say here, be a politician with a different, and be a Christian politician. Good. Don't allow what anybody says or what they do. Other Christians might even be doing the wrong thing, wanting to let you know that even though I'm a Christian.
So how do they go about intimidating people? Is it that they boo you out of meetings, or maybe you want to show you down, or what are those things?
Just
because
like I just told you,
somebody might just be out there and be saying, "What I want to do politics." But at least if you have an idea about what it encompasses, and then you will be prepared enough to say, "Okay, fine. Let's do it. Let's play the game."
Yes, even with the money, you can't put yourself in position, because where we are just now in this country or in this part of the world, the men are in front row. That the decision-making people, that they want picking who they want to go here, who they want to be the commissioner, who they want to be the SA. I mean, everywhere, even the board.
They decide on everything. They decide. Could women also be a problem? Because one of the things I've discovered, women are very emotional. Yeah. And when they see a woman really coming out, some women are also intimidated. So they will say, well, why should I be supportive of this woman when why should it be her? Why couldn't it be me? Is that a problem as well?
Yes, it's a big problem among the women, because one thing we'll find out in our politics in this area is we see that the women are even the one bringing down the women the more. We know how to drag ourselves down, which is what's supposed to be. If a woman is running for a position, or a woman is in position, that does not mean other women cannot go for the same position.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't make us enemy. It doesn't make me somebody who hates you.
Better or not.
The fact that you find yourself in a position is just a privilege. It's not that you are better than me or you have more than
it might be your turn tomorrow. Okay. It might be your turn tomorrow. Women, nevertheless, it doesn't matter who is it that is in charge or that is placed or that has the opportunity to contest. Give each and every one of us the opportunity, to be who we are in life, as it were. On Mama Helen and you today, we'll be right back. And when we come back, it is to actually look at the ratio that governs our country right now. Are we faring better, or have we fared better as women? Back in a moment. Mama Helen and you.
Kí màmá kàkà kó fìkúnlẹ̀ gé ó náwó sí màmá mọ́mí háì. Màmá tí ò dẹ́kẹ̀rẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ ló fi gbà lórí. Màmá ní ṣe àdúró èmi ní mọ́mí háì. Ìyá ìyá rẹ̀ mọ́mí háì. Ìyá bàbá rẹ̀ mọ́mí háì.
Welcome back. It is still Mama Helen and you, all the way from Warri, Nigeria today. I am really excited. You know why? Because we're actually talking about women in politics. And then, of course, I have Princess Shola here to had a lot of talk regarding this topic. Now, let us look at the women aspect. Just before we drew that curtain a while ago, we're actually concentrating on the aspect of women being very supportive. Take for instance, if you look at the, how am I going to put it, the demographic of their states, and perhaps the women who are really participating in politics, wouldn't we want to say that you have more of women, because they are the ones that go to the marketplace and talk about these candidates and all that. They're the ones that, you know, when you show up in an occasion, being governor or what have you, half of the hall is filled with women. So why couldn't that woman you earlier talked about, I mean, why couldn't we have our women playing a supportive role, as it were? What could have been the problem? Because even if the men had said, well, your woman, we won't allow you. If the women have said no, regardless of what, couldn't we have? What do you think about that?
Yeah, like I said, I'm a living example of that. You know, that I refuse to be intimidated by the men around. I refuse to succumb to what they want me to do or what they want me to do. I just decide to do the right thing because, one, I know that if God has called me to be on this journey, one day it's going to happen.
So, meaning therefore that there's a need for our women to also permit our women to be whatever they want to be in the political realm.
Yes, they have to permit our women to be where. I'm talking to the husbands, our husbands. Okay. Please, if your wife is in politics, make sure you support her. Not only financially, give her the moral support that she needs so that she will be happy doing what she's doing. Because you know what it means, going out, doing politics, coming back, your husband is not happy, the kids are crying, he will look for a reason to push you out immediately. So true. So you need your husband's support. My husband is here, he supports me. I've been in politics for the past 22 years.
Isn't that awesome? Yes, he should, and he's a man, and yet believing in his wife. Isn't that awesome? It is awesome.
He's been so supportive.
It's been so supportive. Now, let me point at this. Okay, in Canada, I'm sure you're quite familiar with this. Yeah. The present Prime Minister, Austin Trudeau, okay, came up with something that I believe would be an example for everyone to emulate. And what did he do? He made it 50-50, you know, regarding his cabinet. Okay. He ensured that he has the female folds occupying 50%, likewise women as well. But when you snowball into what is happening in Nigeria, it's totally different. All right, we have perhaps 16% women in this present government, in cabinet. Now, to make it worse, we also have maybe say 7 women in our Senate amongst 100 and I believe 109, just 7 women. Then you go back to House of Representatives, you only have 14 women amongst 360. 360. Now, where does that place us as women? Isn't that terrible? Why is it that, I mean, what could have been the problem? Why is it that we only have 16%? What that means is that we have, we are men with at least over 70% in the cabinet, not representing the women folks. You know, I mean, because that's what it implies. If you have, and then of course, put it this way, we also have in our policy, okay, the nation agenda, you know, regarding gender, says at least 35% of our women should be represented. Why is it that we have never been able to achieve that in Nigeria? 35%. They didn't give us 50. Well, okay, well, we would love to have 50, but they said, okay, at least in the cabinet we should have at least 35% represented as women. Yet we only have 16%. And then you go down to House of Representatives, this kind of ratio. I mean, doesn't that upset you as a woman?
Of course it does. Good. You're talking about 35%. That was in the time of Jonathan. Jonathan is believed to be a Christian. So he wants more women to come. And you can say that during Jonathan, we have a lot of women. For you to even have 16 women in the rep, then we are grateful to God.
Oh my God.
Yes.
16?
Yes. For instance, in State House of Assembly here, we are 29 in number. We have only 5 women. At least we are,
14 actually.
yeah, that's more than 20%.
Okay.
So we are moving
forward.
That we might do better. But the
okay.
The truth of the matter is that I would say this today, women, we must learn to have confidence on ourselves. You must build your courage.
That's right.
You must build your life.
Your
all of them in quotes in Jesus.
Goes with it. Yes.
Put it in there.
Beautiful. All right. Before we talk about the things that women ought to do to change these indices, because it's very appalling, you would agree with me. Now, would you want to look at the Western world that has been able to leverage on the 1920, agenda, and then look at the developing nation. We can't even call ourselves developing because it's only in Asia that you have developing countries. We are all developed, simple put. Anyway, could that be part of the reasons why we're having challenges regarding building our economy? Because if you do not have, it's just in a home, okay? Yeah. You have daddy and mommy, and then you have children. Now, we also have politics at home. There will be time when daddy has to come up and talk, and there's also a time that mommy also needs to do so. Now, if we don't have a balanced thing happening at home, the tendency is there for the girls in the house to begin to behave like boys, because they want to just be hearing daddy's voice, only daddy's voice alone. But there are times you need to teach the girls, or just like a while ago you're talking about courage, the way you present yourselves and all that. Now, looking at our economy, as it were, do you think that one of the reasons why we seem to be having challenges in terms of economic development, growth, or sustainable growth in Nigeria, as the case may be, could the fact that there seems to be inequality gender-wise?
It could be possible, and it could not at times too, because if you look at where we're coming from, for instance, during Jonathan, we had women who had, responsibility to showcase other women. What did they do? So such women, all they needed to do was to carry younger women along and to show them and do the right thing by because if they have Christ in them, most of the things they did, they won't have done it. So when these men now when they got into position, we were all happy, saying that, the road is opening for every one of us, to come in. And at the end of the day, look at the things we're not hearing. That's what I saw, that women too, we have our problems. We must lead by example. You must show who you know. You can only talk to God when you are a Christian, and that's the only way He can answer you.
So true.
So when you don't have the mind of Christ, when you don't have the ability to do the right thing, investigate yourself. You are going to the wrong way, and that is Christ that I talked about. So when you are a Christian and you are in position, then you will lead aright. You will do things according to how you want people to see you, because you cannot give what you don't have.
That's good. You simply cannot give what you don't have.
You can't give it.
You can't give it.
So it's only what you have that you can give. Okay. When you're talking about a man and a woman,
so we can say yes. Okay. I wanted to say this just to guide a little bit. So we can say then that if you have women who have Christ-like, women who have what it takes, then they can add value to our economy.
That is it.
Okay.
And you're trying to balance the home. Talking about the man as a husband, he has his function in the house.
Yes.
The women also have their functions in the house.
Yes.
The woman cannot take over the man's function, just like the man cannot take over the women's function. It's a balancing.
Yes.
This balancing will be seen as you raise up your children. Yes. Because your reflection is what will reflect in your life, in the life of your children. Yes. When I was in politics, a lot of men were asking me out for one reason or the other. I'm like, for what? I'm married. Good. There was so much story all over. But my husband is a man that I tell everything that happens to me. Awesome. If you chase me, I tell you.
You're a wise woman.
We have to. Because there was a case. A man asked me out, and I told him, do you know I'm a Christian?
Good.
He said, what kind of Christian are you? Go and look at other Christians doing what you say you will not do. I said, really? I said, I was not raised by Pastor Chris to do that.
Good.
I was not raised in my ministry to do that. And above all, I'm an Ishekiri woman. A princess of the land. I can't be seen doing rubbish. If I don't have position, I'm not hungry. That's where the resources have to come in. Yeah. I don't have position. I wasn't hungry. I was doing well as far as I'm concerned, and my husband was supportive. And These same people or these same men who were chasing me, not quite a year or two. My son, my last child, he's a pastor. I have 2 sons. They are all pastors.
Amen.
Yes. The last, Mama, you know them very well.
Yes.
The last one, he won an international award for leadership.
Amen.
In Christ Embassy that was paraded on the red carpet.
Amen.
On the 31st of December. Coming into, that was about 2 years ago. Okay. Ogbemi Daibo, he won and representing the zone, the South zone, the Northern zone, and the East zone. He won this award. And after he won the award, Pastor gave him about $10,000 to continue his work that he was doing, that baby work. Do you know what he did, Pastor? Yes. He sold that money back into the ministry. $10,000. A child of 15 years. I raised him. Yes. A lion gives birth to lion. Goat give birth to goats. Yes. And these same people was asking me to go out with them, saw my son, and they were all calling me. I was in church. Shola, is that your son? I said, he's my son. I raised him. Good. That's what she wanted me to do. And you were asking me, what kind of Christian are you? That is the Christian you are seeing in my child. Awesome. I love that. I love that. So, what am I telling you with this? Your role as a woman, exercise it in the life that you're living, in the life of your children. Because we will live and we will go. What are the legacies we are leaving for our children? What are the legacies you are leaving for those who are following you? Let people say everything good about you. We are not Christ, but we have the life of Christ in us. He dwells in us. He lives in us. We live by him. He has given us his ability to do the extraordinary. It doesn't matter which man wants to bring you down. It doesn't matter the man who wants to sleep with you before he gives you a position. God is God. At the appointed time, God, he brought everything to light. And today I'm being celebrated. Amen.
Awesome. Awesome. Now, in a little while, we're going to hear our own story because, I mean, it's been on, she had been on a journey, okay, politically. And today, she is an honorable. She will tell us how she became who she is today in a moment. Oh, Mama Helen, don't go away.
Stepping down became like a name to me in politics. Why? Because they want you to do this and you refuse. You can never do this. And they will threaten you. I will tell you that I have power. I will tell you I'm the one in charge. All that. Pastor, in all of this, so many stories flying all over. Some things I've never thought of in my life, they said I did. There's no lie. You see how people will stand in your front and put lies on you and will tell you you are a Christian, no. You are a Christian, no. And you will not be wondering, are you normal? Pastor is politics is a game. It's a game, and that's why you must be strong in the Lord. I will tell you that again and again because I've been tested and tried. And today I'm not talking because I want to run people in politics down. To tell you that there's another life for us Christians. We have to take over. That's right. If we say people that are ruling us are not good, if we say the people that are ruling us, we don't like the work they are doing, you can't sit down in the middle of your parlor drinking beer or taking champagne and running people who are in government. What are you doing? God has given us the ministry of reconciliation. Not only to reconcile men unto God, but to reconcile the politics of our society. Because our future, our children's future, our future is in our hands. Yes. You cannot sit down in your parlor and let people who do not even know half of what you know ruin this country for us. Pastor, I refuse to take that. I refuse that. That was why I said, in fact, it got to a stage, my husband said, will you call people sit down at home? I said, sit down at home to do what? Who will change it? If the children of God cannot change it, who will change it? Beautiful. The children of Israel, they were in the wilderness for how many years? For 40 years. Did they lose hope? What did they do? They took on the thing that the Lord has promised them. Because there is a promise. Yes. There is a promise that God has laid onto us. He has given us the land. He said, if you are good and obedient, you will eat the fruit of the land. How do you eat the fruit of the land? By sitting down in your parlor. You must have something you have to do. So true. The Lord will only bless you when you have anything to do.
Mama Helen and Jew